Sky it's pretty much infinite, and you could see so much of the game and never know what is truly out there for you. But at the same time, seeing how it's played could ruin it for you. Seeing how you start, like not the planet you start
on. We just got kicked off again. It's dead, Jim. It's dead, Jim. Okay. Yes. Reset. I want to check on something really quick. Well, I'm going to save my console war story for a little bit later. I don't know what happened here. What happened? Do you know what happened? I don't know what happened. We're back. We are back. Okay, so we are back. Let's see. What is going on in chat? We got Peaceful Gamers in the chat. Cuz Wald is in the chat. Prince YT is in the chat. Dark by Design is in the chat. Anthony B, Masked Maniac. Wrong button. We got Nuke Rupert. What's going to happen in the next update? And why doesn't Hello Games tell their fans what's happening? Why don't their fans tell them what's happening? Oh, they're running this really cool ARG. Besides, they did, Nuke Report. They said there's going to be an update in summer of 2018. I think that's as far as they need to go. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what else they could possibly tell us. Yeah, DDoS, I believe that's what the issue is, and it's fine. I'm going to have certain people look into it. Northern Queen says, Cobra, I missed the last stream. What's going on in this one? Is there a new WARE drop? No, there's not a new WARE drop, but there will be the voting process for WARE is going to end tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to get an idea what's going on with the dev kits that are supposed to be going out. We'll get to see what they are. I hope. Unless we're going to get some kind of message saying that the dev kits have been sent and now we have to wait for them to go through the mail, or I don't know. I guarantee you tomorrow's going to be a cliffhanger. It's definitely going to be a cliffhanger. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and take some callers. We got Snow and Guido Kane that want to come on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys up. Looks like Guido Kane made a speak pipe. What's it? It says, oh, never mind. End of cast title says you do know about servers. Yeah, but I do want to talk about the servers. We were supposed to have a member of the No Man's Sky Cafe come on today to talk about the servers being down in No Man's Sky. The servers are down in No Man's Sky. They've been down for 5 or 6 days now. And nobody knows why. Nobody knows what's going on. I don't know if it's Hello Games doing something in relation to the update, or I don't know if this is part of the ARG. It could be. You think so? You think they would take their own servers down for the ARG? I don't know. But we're going to get some people on the show here. We're going to get Snow Obsidian, Guido Kane. You sent me a speak pipe, but I'm not sure if you want to come on the show or not. So, but if you do want to come on the show, please send me a message. We're going to go ahead and get Snow Obsidian in here. And it looks like hello. I don't know what happened there. It looks like let's see. We're going to go ahead and get Snow. One-man show. I'm a one-man show. It's crazy stuff, man, guys. Crazy stuff. Nanu, everyone. Okay, so we're giving Snow. Okay, so Guido Kane doesn't want to come on the show right now. We got Jeremy that wants to come on the show. We got Fatal that wants to come on the show.
Am I in the wrong? I in the wrong room, or is there literally no sound?
Yo, Snow? I don't know what's going on, dude. Wrong button. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
Oh, messing things
what's
up over
happening
here.
is that every time you put someone into the new Skype call, you get muted.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. I don't know what's going on.
Don't know.
Okay, so we got quite a few people I think that want to come on the show, and I think I was just doing something wrong. I don't know what I was doing. Wrong button. It's got to be a wrong button.
So I actually noticed something. You said that the servers are down in No Man's Sky. The game, or is it just somewhere else?
I think I need to get somebody on the call that really knows what's going on. I'm getting messages by a bunch of people. Martin Boyd, Lily from No Man's Sky Cafe. Everybody's like really concerned, and they want me to make a message about the servers being down, and I'm really not sure what they're talking about. So if anybody knows what's going on exactly in detail about the servers being down in No Man's Sky, please call into the show. No Man's Sky Cadet, the Atlas is shutting us down. Cadet, call the show, please. I believe that's our guest right there.
Oh. Someone just glitched.
Oh, we got Fatal. Fatal, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much, dude. I'm just trying to get I believe Lily on the stream here, so she could tell us about everything that's going on with the servers being down. I think I see her in the chat. Lily, if you can hear me, add El Poly 1622 to Skype, or just type in Cobra TV to search for me. I know she was on the show a while back. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about these the servers being down. I just uploaded my discovery. It says Legacy 0. Okay, so Cadet says Lily has it covered, but I don't see Lily on Skype.
Just as a re-clarify, Legacy 0 is correct because while I have not uploaded any discoveries, I do see the online services is active in my discoveries page in game.
Okay.
So I don't think it's
That was weird.
game or it's just recently ended. Not entirely sure.
That was a double call. That was weird.
What happened?
It showed that you were trying to call me again.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, boy. All right. This is going to be a wrong button night.
That's wrong buttons.
Yeah. Silly me. Okay, so we're trying to give Jeremy a call right now. So, Jeremy, if you can hear me, we're trying to give you a call, buddy. And if anybody knows where Lily's at, okay, No Man's Sky Cadet says she's coming. Good, because I want to get to the bottom of this server's down, because a lot of people are messaging me about that. Jeremy, what is going on, bud?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Cobra? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. Wrong button
Good to hear.
stuff.
I'm a good wrong button pusher. I push that a lot, especially when I'm playing games for some reason.
Oh boy, I got a good story about a console war that I got into. Well, one was starting between me and some stranger at a gas station earlier, and I can't wait to get into that. But I really want to get talking about this server issue that people keep messaging me about. I'm hearing from you guys. Legacy 0 saying that it's okay on his side, and we got Snow Obsidian saying it's okay on his side. But then I've got 7101334, who's the head of the Galactic Hub, the Federation, actually, and he's even telling me there's server issues. So,
Wow.
I mean, he's one to really, he's definitely going to know.
It's not a region thing, is it?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
I might have something to help with that. Let me check something. I actually have 710's friend request from a long time ago. I sent him a friend request and he's never answered, but I can check where he's located in a generalization.
What do you mean? You're gonna spy on his actual location? Can you do that to people? You have never done that to me, have you?
No. I'm just looking at his profile. They have a languages section, but it appears to me that his language is English. English US. So I don't think that there's anything to gather from that, since almost everyone is English of the United States.
Yeah, on my
Mike
end,
Tracy,
online server's active on my end, so.
Yeah, Mike Tracy is saying that working fine in Michigan. So I'm really confused. So many people are telling me this, and unless it's fixed.
It could be fixed. Depends on when you got the messages.
They were recent. I mean, I was talking to her earlier today, setting up a time for her to come on. Okay, so Nomad Sky Cadet says, in short, nothing that requires uploading to the server. No name systems, planets, creatures, no bases, no comballs, no NPCs, structures.
Wow.
So I don't know if they're saying those things don't get uploaded or updated.
So flora, fauna, discoveries, as in.
So No Man's Sky Cadet or Cafe, No Man's Sky Cafe Cadet says it almost acts like it does when you're playing offline. So in your menu, it will show that everything is uploaded. However, it will not show to any other player who visits or sees it.
Oh.
I see. So it says that everything's online, but so that's what 710.1334 was trying to tell me.
So it says the servers are online, but it's kind of disconnected from other players, in a way.
I don't know, but I can't wait to get Lily. Where's Lily? Okay. So No Man's Sky Cafe Cadet says that's correct. That's correct. So pretty much they're saying if you make changes to your base, another player will not see those changes.
Fascinating.
And
that's
all right. Well, I guess I can go ahead and start. I guess I could talk about my console war while we're waiting for Lily to join the call here, and then we got Chris Haas wants to come on. Chris, I'm going to get you, bud. I'm going to get you soon. I'm going to go ahead and add Chris to the show right now.
Nice.
Whoa, that's a wall of text. Okay, no. That was from, I guess, a couple days ago. All right. Okay, so I was in this gas station, and their credit card machines were down, so I had to sit there. And I was waiting, and there was some dude. Never knew him. Never met him before. He's wearing a Call of Duty shirt. So I thought, this guy's got to be a gamer in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to strike up a conversation with him. So I said, I see you got a Call of Duty shirt on. What system do you play on? He goes, Xbox. I don't play on no PS4. PS4 is for idiots. I mean, immediately just started complaining about PS4. He started talking about, PS4 is always getting hacked. Servers getting shut down. And he goes, and they're not backwards compatibility, and they didn't charge for multiplayer on PS3. And I'm like, don't they charge multiplayer on Xbox? He goes, yeah. But then they had the copy off of Microsoft because Microsoft was doing a better job at multiplayer and stuff like that. And he's like, anybody that's got a PS4 is a straight up idiot, dude. He goes, what do you play on? I looked at him, I was like, PC Master Race, dude. Multiplayer's free.
Damn. That's savagery right there, Cobra.
He was like, true.
Man, that guy came out swinging. He had to come back swinging, so yeah.
Well, he didn't even know. I don't know. He was just having a bad day. He didn't even know I had a PS4, so it's not like he was trying to complain to me or put me down for owning a PS4. He just, I don't know. He just came out swinging at Sony like crazy for no reason. I'm just like, man, I couldn't even imagine just like immediately talking to a stranger like this. This guy must have having a really bad day, but it was funny.
That was today?
What's that?
That was today?
Yeah, that was probably about 2 hours ago. We got Chris H445, the H445. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing great. What brings you on the show today, dude?
Just coming around. First time live here. Anyways, I just wanted to say hi, see how things are going. Just kind of present my project a little bit. I know it's a little bit late with Prismal Labs, but yeah, I was gonna have a QA session yesterday. Things didn't work out too great. Just wanted to kind of update that there are some notes on the subreddit, just kind of to understand the project a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead, dude. You there?
I think you may have actually got some.
Don't leave me
Man
on the
down.
cliffhanger.
Man down, Cobra.
Oh my God! We got Keep Coming Game on the chat. How the heck did you get in here, buddy?
I snuck in
We
the
left
back
the
door.
back
You can't
door
leave the back door open, man. I see you did.
Yeah, you gotta lock those base doors, man. You can't let them in through the back door of the base.
Fall in the window, go through the doggy door. I got my ways, Cobra. Okay?
What's going on, dude?
Not much. Just chilling, eating a Twizzler, living the life.
Yeah, man, Twister. DH445. Are you there, bud?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
Did
Yeah,
you
just
forget
had
your notes?
a little headset issue. I have no notes. I never do.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna see if anybody had any questions or anything. Basically, everything's online, so I don't really need to repeat everything.
Okay, we're gonna go over here and take a look at Prismal Labs. We're gonna look at that real quick. Lorigan, thank you so much for the donation in the chat. Hashtag Lorigan in the chat, guys. What a Cobra. Just a quick drop in. We'll send a speak pipe to you tomorrow. Hi to all the Cobras and Cobrets. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay, so you're Prismal Labs. Let's go. Let's see. Where are you?
Very bottom.
That's right. Archive your dreams and memories for use at home or in the office. Therapeutic sessions to relive your favorite memories and to create new ones with people long past. Sounds like you're using a little bit of technology from Echoes.
Yeah, there's a lot of it involved there. Actually, the project's been a long time dream of mine. Actually, before the whole Waking Titan thing even started. I'm pretty much into all that technology, how it is. I'm a developer myself, and I just thought it was a very good way to get in touch with other developers and everything. So, not sure if everybody's aware, but I'm also giving away a short course for Unity. I already offered that to you, Cobra, but I know you're too busy. So I just wanted to put it in perspective. I didn't pay for it. I'm not trying to just troll for votes. So I think it's a good outlet to be able to present it anyways.
Okay, awesome. So you're giving it away. So how are you giving it away? What's going on?
Well, so far I'm gonna pick. I think it's gonna be one of the top 10 that do not receive the dev kit. So there's so the whole voting process here, I guess it's we got our 10 studios here, and 5 are gonna get picked for the dev kit, from what I understand.
Okay.
So one of the 5 that don't get picked, I think I'm just gonna randomly draw. I'll find a way to do it live and everything here, so it'll be fair.
Okay, very awesome, very awesome. Okay, so Prismal Labs, guys, very cool, man. I think I remember reading yours, and it was one of the ones that stuck out to me a lot, like being able to save your dreams and things like that. We could, watch them later and stuff like that. That save your memories as well. That's really cool, dude.
Thanks.
Let me see. You got a website? Yeah, you do have a website.
Yeah, it's actually just prismallabs.com, actually. And I'm not going to be able to stick around too long. I got to work not too long away, so.
Okay. So this is used with the WARE headset, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the technologies involved.
Okay, very awesome. And what would you do if you won the WARE developer kit?
Actually, I put that.
Wow.
Rest in peace. Oh no, fail. Offline.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say it's offline then.
We're back now. We're back.
Okay, yeah, I see it back on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out.
Wow.
And just when I was about to send a super chat as well.
Just make sure your bit rate's not too high, Cobra. That might be what's doing it. I don't know.
What is this supposed to be set at?
I set mine to like 2,500.
I think that might be what it's set at.
Okay.
Let's see. Is that under video?
Yeah, in OBS, I think it's under settings, and then like broadcast settings. If it's like the same settings you always stream at, then I don't see what the problem would be, because usually it works fine. So unless you change something, I don't see what would be wrong.
Is the stream still offline?
We back, guys? We're back.
No,
We're back. Yeah. Yeah, this happened the last time I went streaming, when we had all the crybabies come by and saying stuff in the chat.
I missed it. I go away for one stream. I missed one stream, and then stuff happens.
I offered him to come on the show and talk with me one-on-one, but I had no takers. I don't think
I tried to take on.
I don't think any of them are brave enough.
Not that I'd say anything bad or anything, but.
Okay. I'm sorry. We got sidetracked. H445.
Yeah, I'll jump back in. Basically, all of it's in the QA. So, there's $1,000 on top of that. If we won that, that would probably go for more hardware for development. I plan on actually extending the project out past whatever happens here, anyways. So, yeah, even though some of this technology might be out there, a lot of it's actually today's news. So, yeah, if this is a possibility, it'd make my dream come true anyways, if I could keep this going. Definitely.
Oh, man. So amazing, dude. I hope you're one of the winners, buddy. I really do. So if anybody hasn't voted, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link one more time for you. I'm pretty sure that maybe a lot of people have gotten a chance to vote, but maybe not. Maybe not. So I'm going to hit Control V, guys, and bam, right there in the chat. All right.
Yeah, before you vote, check out the subreddit. Anyways, check the Q&A.
Yes.
Make sure I'm the one you want to vote for.
Most definitely. Man, good luck, dude. I hope you win, and if you do, come back onto the show, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna.
Or you know what? Come back on the show either way. It doesn't matter if you win or not.
I sure will.
Okay. All right. The Geeky Pikachu, thank you so much, man. Donating while you're on the call. What's up, buddy? Thank you so much, man.
No problem.
Says, I love how you edited my speak pipe. I did that all by myself. Made the Guardian watch over all the entities of the galaxy. So cool, man. So cool. Love that speech, dude. Oh, look, we got Lily coming calling into the show. So now we get to hear about what's going on with the server issues.
That's interesting.
Hey.
Lily, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy that you could actually make the show. I know it was really tough for you to make the show tonight, and I really do appreciate the hard work that it must have, that you had to go through to get here tonight.
Oh, no problem. It is absolutely my pleasure.
There seems to be a lot of confusion. I mentioned the servers being down, and a lot of people they're looking at their menus and they're saying that they're fine on their end. So if you could explain exactly what's going on, so everybody can be aware.
Well, I think the easiest way to do this would probably be to read from the list. I did ask my members to do me a favor and post any issues that they were having. And that way we could get a better idea of what they're seeing. As most of you know, I've had surgery recently. That was last Thursday. So I've been unable to play since then. So these are things that I started experiencing before surgery. I haven't had a chance to experience them myself afterwards. But this is by no means like a small thing. This is widespread It's been tweeted about. It's popped up in blogs. It's on Reddit, and now it's in the cafe. So, one of the biggest ones that we've got is a recurring problem. This has actually been proven to not only exist on the PS4, but also on PC as well. And this comes to us from the TOG Hub. And those guys know what they're doing. They're infinitely brilliant. If they're having issues and they can't debug it, there's something going on. Per normie, no uploads for now 6 days. This is confirmed on PS4 and PC. Nothing that requires uploading to the server. No naming, systems, planets, creatures, bases, comballs, or NPC structures. He says it almost acts like it does whenever you're playing offline. So in your menu, it will show everything is uploaded. However, it will not show to any other players who visit it or see it. All old stuff is still visible, so you can see and talk to other players as usual. So this might be part of what you are seeing on your end whenever you're talking to people, and they're saying, oh, well, my stuff looks fine. And that may be true for them. But are they sharing that with other people? Are they building a new base or naming creatures or planets and then having someone go behind them like the TOG does? They're very exhaustive in their testing to see if anybody else can see it. And that's like the big major one, because the game is about exploration and discovery. It is based on scanning and finding out what's out there, naming things. And if you can't do that, that doesn't really leave a whole lot you can do. So,
how did all this come about? Who started discovering this? Was it just like people were building and they're like, well, when are you going to start? Oh, I have. It's done. What do you mean it's done?
That's kind of what it is. A lot of it is that, exactly. A lot of people were building these really cool bases and structures. Or they would invite somebody over to come and try out a new track. Or they'd say, hey, I left you a combo. And, of course, the other person's like, I don't see anything. Are you sure? And they said, yeah, absolutely. And so they would check to make sure that they had base sharing on and that, everything had been ticked off of the list, right, of your common debugging lines. We all have that thing that we do where it's like, okay, so let's see, this isn't loading up. I'll leave the system. I'll come back. Maybe it'll reload. There's little things that we have figured out, little glitches about the game. We kind of learned to work with the bugs. It's not working anymore.
I think I figured something out.
What's happening?
The reason why this is happening in relation to Next and WARE and all that fun jazz is that if someone were to upload a discovery, that would completely mess everything up on the developer side. Because then they'd have to update the system, update the server, and basically have to start all over again.
Mm-hmm. Which
so
is exactly the same conclusion they came to.
Yeah. So maybe Next is coming really, really soon.
That's the conclusion a lot of people have come to, including a really good, including a really good number in the cafe itself. Some other things that are happening. You were saying?
No, I was just, as you guys are saying this, I'm having all this these flashbacks of things that have happened over the past week. We're seeing Sean Murray in his childhood bedroom at his parents' house. He's not at Hello Games. He's not coding. He's not stressed out. He's not pulling his hair out. He's actually sleeping in his childhood bedroom. Inez, he is at some conference somewhere. That's the lead, developer there, and he's not at Hello Games. So go on, because I'm sorry. I'm just connecting some dots.
It feels like a massive reset is coming, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be at in June or July, like towards the end. It feels like it's going to be much sooner than that. And I say that because those of us who are OG players who have been around for a really long time, we remember some of these bugs. We've seen this before. And this usually seems to happen within about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It starts getting really, really bad, almost unplayable, before something starts to drop. So I'm going to go ahead and read off a few more. Let's see.
Sure.
Coming out of ship improperly. 9 times out of 10 people myself included, this was something that I did. I go to get out of my ship, and I'm not talking about a hauler that flings you off, into nothing. I'm talking about like something like an explorer, and you come out of the bottom and you fall through the trading post. So that's fun. That happened the last time I played, like every time I logged in.
Here's the thing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. See, when that begins to happen, it doesn't stop. Because one time I was in my exotic exocraft. There's no such thing. Exotic starship.
Mm-hmm.
I would either get flung far across. I'd like get out of my ship on a space station, not space station, trading post. I get flung way out of the vicinity, and then I have to walk back, probably jet boost back, and try again. Other times, I would also just fall straight through. I don't even get out. Like straight,
Yep.
I'm like still in the starship, but not in the starship cockpit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so in addition, Lily, what you're saying is not only is the servers seem like they're down, but you're saying there's an increased amount of glitches.
Some of them are actually pretty crazy. Let's see.
Although this happened to me a long time ago, back between now and somewhere between then and 1.38.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to
So
go
after
ahead and find it.
1.38, this stuff has happened.
Right.
Go on, Lily.
I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of paraphrase to shorten this down because some of these really are that long. But that's because they're full of detail. So it kind of depends if you want the shortened list, a bullet point list, or if you actually want to hear the full comments that people are saying. That's up to you. If I'm going to bullet list this, let's see. Oh, that one you can't bullet list. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I've done this one myself. An increasing number of people are bouncing off of their freighters, shooting backwards into absolutely nothing. Asteroids lose all texture, and calling your freighter no longer works to stop it, which is fun. I actually swapped out my freighter last time I played, even though I didn't want to, just because if you don't land it just right, you'll bounce right off and you just fly backwards. And it's at a very interesting speed. It almost seems to match the one that you go through whenever you are going into a different galaxy. That reverse, motion that you get whenever you're going into another galaxy and it's portaling you backwards and everything's flying away in front of you. It's that, except in a galaxy. And yeah, so that's lovely. Shaky cockpits. Some have likened to being a paint mixer that has gotten so bad it's made some people nauseous and given headaches.
I've had that happen.
Let's see, what else do we have here?
One time I actually had a space station. Don't know if this was what you just mentioned, but my space station's walls kind of look like a mishmash of a bunch of Legos.
I've seen that one. And I have one kind of like that, actually. There was somebody who... I'll read you that one in a minute, because I have to find it. Let's see.
Have we had any blog posts from Hello Games addressing these issues, or still radio silence?
Radio silence.
Radio silence. Do you think after this next update hits that they will be more open to explaining, we're working on things, bugs? I mean, because that's what PR is for, right? Is to explain that we're having issues, hold tight. Because I feel like that might be a turnoff for new players if they buy the game and it's all glitching, they're going to return it.
Oh, absolutely.
So they definitely need to start saying something. Even at the very least, you say we're getting ready for the next update. Sorry about these glitches. It could be something simple. I know it kind of breaks the immersion of the ARG, but if it's a lot of glitches, I feel like something should be said.
Well, and honestly,
Right.
I do have hope. And part of the reason why is because Sean Murray, before, was posting things that were only Hello Games related for the most part. We came out kind of in force, mind you, all asking him to post anything. Just say hi. You don't have to say anything about the game. Just be yourself. But say hi every now and then. and let us know that you're still there while we're suffering through the radio silence that is or is not what's coming. And he sends us more random stuff. He has tweeted more in the last 4 months than he did in like a 6.5 month, 8 month span the year before. So I think as they're coming closer to what they envisioned, what they're not being pressured into, where they're coming in their own and finally comfortable with what they've got, I think they're starting to open up a little more, and we may actually get some more interaction with them when they're not being pinned against a wall by the big corporations.
But I believe after next, it's going to be so significant that they're actually going to come out.
I feel that some of this, like it, it's kind of, I don't like the Xbox people. I don't want them to be seeing this. I want them to see a non-glitching game, because I know a lot of them are anticipating and waiting for this game. So say they're following it right now, and some of them are seeing this stuff that might steer some away, worry some of them, like, oh, well, here's a game that's not, doing some of the stuff they say, like when I go scan an alien life form, it's not showing up on the server. And I just hope that's not what happens. But anyways, go ahead, somebody.
Well, if, Lily's saying that these glitches are getting worse, and you combine it with the servers being down, I wonder if they're somehow kind of connected. And if they are, and, just thinking about the servers being down alone, and right. Sean Murray being out of the studio, Inez being out of the studio, it kind of makes me feel like, could we, and tomorrow being Friday with the voting for WARE being over, and some people are going to be sent dev kits, whatever that's going to be. I don't know. I just feel like Lily's getting me pumped up here.
Well,
yeah, she's getting us all pumped
I'm not trying to be the hype machine. I'm trying to kind of be the connecting voice here, because right. Everything that I'm saying are things that are there in public view. They've been laid out. You can see them yourself. It's just a matter of kind of, when you start stacking them on top of each other, you start to see a pattern of progression.
Right.
And it's more than what we've had in a very long time. Also, too, okay, so you mentioned, Friday and dev kits and what have you, and you're right. But, I can't remember who it was, but somebody did find a listing for Next Teased by 505 Games on a site in Italy. I can't remember if it was Amazon or if it was on eBay, but it was by 505 Games specifically, which we know is tied in. And that was for the end of May. So that may have, and I haven't been able to find it since. It's there on Twitter. It's been posted. It was shouted out in a couple of the aminos. I'm sure it's on Reddit. You could probably Google it as well. I haven't seen it since then. It may or may not still be there, but that may have been there as a slight hint. Or it may have been a fluke, but the fact that it was done by 505 Games themselves, I find it a little awkward.
What were they hinting?
It was a pre-order for No Man's Sky for Xbox.
Wow. For the end of May?
For the end of May.
Oh my God, Cobra.
Not June, not July, but May. Now, like I said, that could be a typo. It could have been a misprint, but it was actually physically there. It was not just a screenshot, it was a link. And I visited the link myself, and I verified it was actually the link. And it was there as a legitimate for purchase item within that time frame. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't really had a chance to look since surgery. I certainly could. But yeah,
I just stopped into GameStop today, and I don't have an Xbox, but I pre-ordered No Man's Sky on Xbox just because I collect everything No Man's Sky, period. So I just want it, right? Waste of money, I know, but I want it.
I guess those. Go ahead.
But I asked her. I said, so when is the release date for this? Confidently, she looks at me and says, July 24th. I said, are you sure about that? She looks at her computer and she goes, 110%.
Wow. And
everybody I've talked to says the same thing.
And usually GameStop will not tell you a release date if they don't have one that's set in stone.
Which
She
leads
said-
me to kind of wonder if
she-
maybe the May 29th thing may not have been a teaser for the actual game itself, but maybe something headed our way. Because we are jumping from 1.3 to 1.5. And you would assume that if they're going to fix all the bugs, because we're not going to bring in brand new players that have, talked against the game for years now. We're not going to bring them into a bugged game and expect them to love it, right?
Right.
So we're going to
Right,
have to
right.
fix it, which means we have to fix the infrastructure that's already there. You can't
Well, when
just
they
do
add-
that straight off.
When they add the
bat.
new build to this, to what we're playing, it'll be, those bugs will be fixed. It'll have bug fixes for all that stuff, or if they caught it, right?
right?
so-
but for existing players, there's no tie-in.
Right.
Like there
I
is
think when you
nothing
say May
connected.
29th, you're actually thinking June 29th, because there was a leaked June 29th article.
Oh, that could very well be. That absolutely.
And that's, IGN ended up running away with that like crazy. June 29th. That was on a Friday. The July 24th is on a Tuesday. Now, GameStop, the lady there, she told me that normally they know when it's a placeholder date, and she said this was not a placeholder date.
Right.
Where's your proof?
Well, and see, that's the problem with dealing with Hello Games, is that it's hard to prove anything because they stay so quiet.
Yeah,
a
like
lot
Rockstar.
of it is just speculation until they're ready for something to be known, and it's usually in such a weird, cryptic, esoteric way that they decide to start letting things slide out. You never know for sure.
Right.
But we could get the update before the release on Xbox
Exactly.
One, right?
Yes.
So
Fact Alert
that's actually what I'm-
that May 29th is a Tuesday.
Really.
do you think we'll get the
Really?
update before E3 though?
I would assume we would get some
Bing.
sort of update, not 1.5, but like a patch update that kind of ties things in and may actually have something to connect the whole ARG to what's coming with 1.5. Because there's a lot of things that aren't going to just go straight from where we are now to 1.5. That's a really big jump.
My
like
God.
a really big jump.
If
And
you think
can't
about
go
this
from
for a
having
second.
dead servers, you can't do dead servers for 2.5 months.
Right.
You'll lose
Yeah, you're right.
your player
And
base.
it makes so much sense. What if, May 29th, what if that, let's go off in the left field here. This is speculation. Nobody take this serious. But what if they release the update before E3? Now, my big concern was that 505 Games was not going to be able to advertise this game properly with the ARG going on, because the ARG leaks info little by little about the update, right? So with the ARG and proper marketing of the new content that's going to be in next, which would be what they would need to pump up people to get sales for Xbox One, you just can't have both of them running at the same time. If the ARG ends in May and we get the update and everybody sees what's going on, it'll allow not only Xbox One players to see what's improved in the game, but it'll allow 505 Games to advertise it properly, especially showing a really good trailer at E3 for the Xbox One fans.
Right.
I like that. That makes sense right there, Cobra.
And you would almost have
It does.
because it's not really a hype train at that point. You're letting it speak for itself. And mainly
Right.
by the people who are talking about the game. Because honestly, we do more promo for Hello Games than Hello Games has ever done for themselves since the whole E3 fiasco. Everything that has been said about them has been primarily by the players. So the best way for them to actually do the promotional work, to actually get it out there, is going to be through us. The ones who are actually seeing it, the ones who take 1 million screenshots and tweet them out, or, draw things from it, or do videos, our content creators. We are their promoters.
Right,
So
right.
that would kind of make sense. And I did find that, and there was a redaction, and it did say June. So we are
Yeah.
clear on that one. So that's good.
Okay, we got
Just to
a big shout out to
interrupt here.
Boondog Games in the chat. Hi, Boone. It's so awesome to see you here, buddy.
If I may
I'm s-
say something to Mactone, he's asking how does he join the stream. Mac, add Cobra on Skype. L Poly, what is it, 1622?
Yeah.
Yeah, L Poly 1622, and message him the number 1. Number 1, and he will add you.
L Poly 1622. Yeah, I mean, with the servers being down, that's very puzzling. Sean Murray being on vacation, Inez being out. So much is going on. We got a donation from Bagheera. Oh
Bagheera,
my God,
I
thank
think,
you so much.
Bagheera.
Huh?
I think it's pronounced Bagheera. I might be wrong.
That's what I said.
Bagheera?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
something like that. You know.
Hashtag that Cobra in the chat, guys.
I think the
Yeah,
biggest
man.
push publicity-wise is going to be E3, though, because, I mean, all they have to do is show, like, a 30-second teaser trailer, and the internet's just going to do the rest. Whether it's, like, good news, people people loving it, or people, like, the haters just coming out, it's going to get talked about everywhere if they release something at E3.
Right. Andy Biz will dream of 1.4 tonight. The hype is real. No, wait, don't hold on. Thank you so much for the donation. Hashtag Andy Biz in the chat. We're just talking, dude. We're just talking. Don't get too hyped. I'm really hyped.
If they do come out with 1.4, though, I think
You're
it's just
really
like
hype.
you said, it's going to be bug fixes. I think it'll just be
hard
bug
to
fixes.
thing, though. Well,
Go
here's
ahead.
another thing. June 16th. We all know the date. We should all know the date. If the update comes out before June 16th, what are we gonna do about the webcon?
We're still going to do it.
Hell yeah.
Works for me, but we may have to redo some things before that, and we might not have enough time.
The first
Well-
thing we got to do is try and find out if there's any way that they could get the servers back up.
Excellent.
they took them
That's
down on
gonna be a
purpose.
massive
Excellent
issue.
I think what Cobra just said, take them down on purpose.
Yeah, I think they took him down on purpose.
I do too.
Mhm.
I just
it
wonder
seems-
for how much
it
longer
seems
they're
like-
going to be down. Obviously, they
know.
know about the convention, so I doubt, with every fiber of my being, that they would leave them down. With that approaching, surely, they'll be back up and running and
That'd
everything.
be cruel if they left it down.
Do we know for a fact, like during any other update, were the servers down right before?
Good question.
Like a reset? Like before Atlas Rises? Can anybody remember if there were any server issues?
I remember building onto the cafe different parts and people did not see them. I also remember people telling me they left me combos and I never saw them.
Okay,
I did go to
that's a
other
clue.
people's builds,
Look.
could not see them or leave them combos either. They just didn't stick. And I found my base parts floating off and on, glitches. And a lot of times it would just do the "you are offline." And it would be every time I was trying to save. So after a while, I just started doing fun stuff. This is whenever I was playing primarily over in the Amino Hub. We just found fun things to do, like finding portals before they actually did anything.
Right.
Because it didn't really matter what I tried to upload. Half the time, it would say that I had. I would name something. I would come back, and it would have its normal name, and it would be as if I never discovered it. Or it would upload as its own original name, never showing once that it had ever been interacted with. And I encountered this a lot. And I know I'm not alone in that one. It drove a couple of people that I used to play with to not play for the last 2 to 3 weeks before the update dropped because it was unplayable.
And we probably wouldn't have realized the servers were down then.
I don't think so. I
$5
just thought
from
that the game was
spell
buggy.
check.
Spell check. Hashtag spell check in the chat. Started a new job this week. Have some money. Oh, spell
That is-
check.
that is a
Thank you so
very-
much, buddy.
That's a very
Man,
good
keep the
person.
money, dude. Oh, thanks, man.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm going to get back to the list here and see if anybody else has seen any of these. We're having issues even in the Rayrod overhaul mod, which, yeah, right. But see, PC players. So, the base components are still the same. The overhaul mod is just another layer on top of the base game. So it kind of makes sense that would have issues too. Repti says, not sure if mods count. I know that some people use them too, but in Ray Rod's overhaul, the bolt caster and terrain manipulator crosshair is replaced by a random texture, making it very hard to aim. Let's see. What else do we have here? Doglegs XR says that one thing he's noticed lately is getting a blue screen error when he tries to switch game modes. Seems to be doing it all the time. It didn't used to. Panda has said that things are not uploading correctly. Okay, Funny Imps. This is a bit of a longer one, but it's interesting.
Before you say that, shout out to Sword in the chat. He just donated $5.
Thank you so much, Sword. Thank you, buddy.
A ton of cash. I think that whole story is paying off, Cobra.
True
What,
Cobra.
the console war?
Yeah. I think that thing's paying off. And that whole you gain, and that you went and got a whatchamacallit, No Man's Sky for Xbox. You just got your money back.
Thank you, Sword. I appreciate that, buddy. Go ahead, Lily.
Okay, so per Funny Imps, they say, on my normal save, I went through a portal a while back. This portal led to a planet I previously visited and logged a lot of discoveries and placed a save beacon by the portal. Portal to this planet to do a few things. Upon arrival, I saved at the same beacon that I previously placed. After going through the portal, I continued to hear the whooshing sound effects that the portals make as you travel through. The sound continued as I got out of the ship while I was walking to the space station even. So the sound was still going even though he was walking into the space station. I knew something was off, so I reloaded. My last save was on the planet, so I should have spawned there, right? No. I spawned floating in space with no ship. Just floating. I loaded up the secondary save, and since then my discoveries will not stay on my list. If I discover animals on a planet, they disappear from my list after a little while. Systems and planets that I visit disappear from the list. The base I made after this happened is still visible, however. They do know that people have visited in the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
Robert Toback says that he lands in front of a portal for a visit to the other side. See you later, exotic ship. Because after the portal visit, you come back, and it's a different ship sitting there.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Yeah, so, and
Ouch.
actually, that's not the only person to say that one. That one's
Ouch.
actually kind of trippy. And I got to see this one because it was on somebody's video on YouTube. They had an exotic ship, and they tried it again with a shuttle, right? So they land in front of a portal, by a portal. They get out of the ship, they go through the portal. And whenever they come back out to their ship, it's a different one in their rotation off of their freighter. But it's not the same one
Wow.
they landed with. And it
That
kind of
happened to
screwed up
me.
that player because he didn't have any plutonium in that ship.
That
It was
happened to
literally
me.
just sitting there.
Wow, that happened to me. I thought I lost my ship, my exotic. I was fairly upset because when I came out of the portal, I was in one of my other ships that I had in my freighter. I guess I was a ship that I was going to want to trade, later in the future. Just a piece of junk, I guess you could call it. And but luckily, I got in the ship and got back to my freighter, and there was my exotic parked there. So I was like, thank God,
Wow.
because I'd have been really upset.
Yeah, I'm starting to
That
see
would've
that
been
one come up a
terrible.
lot more.
Wow.
So would the servers down cause glitches too? Or could that be connected? I know we had these glitches before, but you're stating that people are saying that they're getting worse.
Definitely.
The
Okay.
simulation is breaking down.
I got to say, this is
Seems
like
that way, right? It makes it seem that way.
This is like the strangest community ever. Think about this. Any other no, listen to this, Cobra. Any other game, it's like we start having glitches, even like PlayStation Network, say it goes down for an hour. People are up in arms, they're upset, they're furious, right? When this game starts glitching and we're like, next update's coming, we're getting hyped about these glitches. It's crazy. It's like you cannot make the No Man's Sky community angry. It doesn't happen. It's like games breaking. Yes, that means it's coming soon. It's like Xbox players, if you're watching, you gotta pick up this game because this community is amazing. It's just the friendliest people ever. We're just a different breed of gamers. It's just how it is.
The
It's
servers
just-
are down in
said
other
that
games.
better.
People are like, get the developer. The servers are down on No Man's Sky. We're like, something's going to happen.
We're like, praise Jesus, hallelujah. It's like it's coming.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean,
Yes, they're
Yeah.
down.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. We all put on our tinfoil hats. Yes, they're down. It's great. I mean, I have never, like I said the other day, I played a lot of games where there's communities, and never a community like this one. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it's normal to us, but if you take a step back, it's like anybody
Yeah.
else in the other game. It just, it'd be totally different.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Crazy.
Well, this is good info from her. I'm really glad you got her on. This is good stuff.
Thank you. I have a really good community. They're super active. We're more like a giant family, and it's a very open family. Like anybody who comes in, it's extended to everybody.
Nice.
But it was one of those things where the TOG and Ranger had reached out to me saying, "Hey, this is an issue. Can you bring this up?" And so, just out of curiosity, I was wondering if anybody else was seeing other things, right? That maybe not all of us had seen yet. And so I asked on a simple post, it was like, hey, I'm going to have this conversation. If you are experiencing anything that's unusual or new, I need you to say something. Because if nothing else, if one of the devs is, listening in or watches us later, maybe there's bugs going on that they're not even aware of that are happening during this time. So this kind of plays in two ways. It lets everyone know that it's not just you; other people are having this problem too.
Right.
So it's not your game save. It's not your PS4 is messing up. This is something that's going on in the game because it's happening to multiple people. It's happening on PS4 Pros. It's happening on PS4s, and now it's happening on PC. It's just game wide. It's the game itself. So. That should make some people feel better.
Legacy Zero's he's a little hyper. He says, guys, glitches have nothing to do with the impending updates. I kind of lean towards maybe Legacy Zero. I don't think the servers being down and the saving issue, I might not have anything to do with glitches, but it is very interesting to me that the servers are down nonetheless. Sean Murray's on vacation. Inez is on vacation. And yeah, I mean, glitches aside, that is interesting to me, really interesting. And so, I kind of imagine that we are going to get next before the Xbox One release because of what we're talking about right now is glitches. They're going to want to, I know people like this, but we're going to beta test it, right?
Right. Same as usual.
Right.
And I don't think so much, and let me clarify this. I don't think so much that anytime that you're encountering glitches that it's preemptive towards an update coming out. I do think, and I've seen this because I am core player. This is the only game that I play, and that is the honest to God truth. And I have played it since I bought it, and I got it a month after it came out. And I based my whole community, my whole social life is based on No Man's Sky. And I don't regret that one bit. I couldn't think of better, more supportive people. You guys are amazing. But what we do know is that anyone who's played back that far has noticed that, see, you get updates that you download, right? But then there's also updates to the server side that you don't see. Little tiny micro fixes. And usually, you can kind of tell whenever things have changed a little bit. Textures look a little better all of a sudden. Is it worthy of a full download update? No. But it's
aren't
small
those-
little things you can
Those would be
see.
patches, right? There's patches and then updates.
Yeah, but
Right.
those still have to be installed. They can't just be snuck in. Your PS4 has to install it though.
Right. But the thing is,
Even
that
if it's
while
teeny
they're
tiny.
building them up, but I have a friend of mine that used to work for PS4. He used to work, well, not for PS4. He used to work for Sony. We were talking about this because he still thinks No Man's Sky is like, let's just not go there. He's one of those guys. So we were talking about it, and he said, well, every time that they start building patches on the back line, if there's stuff that they had set in the game that was kind of waiting for something to trigger them, Like maybe there's a slot for decals that you can't access yet, or there's a recipe for something that requires a component that isn't in the game yet. The longer those things sit there, the more they kind of keep going, right?
Right.
So whenever you start seeing a lot of glitches, usually what that means to us is something's off in the game and it needs to be fixed. When more bugs start piling on to more bugs and become more bugs to the point that it's like, do I really want to play tonight because I already know I'm just going to get mad at it? Then you kind of know that they are definitely going to come out with something, because you're not going to let your whole entire fan base start blasting you and sounding exactly like your haters going, oh my God, they were right. I can't even play the game. It's broken. So from a producer / dev side, when things like this start happening, it does kind of cue a response of something happening, even if it is a tiny update for patches and bugs. Because whenever it gets so widespread, it becomes an epidemic.
Right.
Yep.
And you can't
guys,
just let that sit and fester for 2.5 months. So,
real quick, we got the new caller on the show. We got Mach 10. Mach 10, how you doing, buddy?
Hello?
hey,
Can you hear me? Hey.
Yes, bud. It's
Hello,
good to have you on
what's
the
up,
show, man.
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah.
Hello.
I was joining.
Glad you're
Cool,
here.
bud. Yeah, glad you're here, buddy. What brings you on?
Huh? Sorry.
What brings you on, man?
I just want to talk No Man's Sky. I'm bored right now, you know? I join.
All right.
Two most dangerous words. I'm bored. That's dangerous.
followed by No Man's Sky, yes.
Well, I think Sean Murray was like, I'm bored. I'm going to make a game, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's good. That's how it could have happened. We don't know.
Good point.
Yeah,
Right
I remember
back
reading
when
a
he,
story
like,
about that. He said he coded it all night long and had like a, like an idea ready, like a prototype of it. And then he showed a couple of the guys that next morning, and they were like, let's do it.
And it's amazing, just from one small idea, because I'm bored, turned into this thing that we build full communities out of.
Yep.
It's insane. I have never seen a game bring so many people together.
Yeah.
I have neither. And the kind of people, the kind of unique people that it's brought together. It hasn't just brought people together. It seems to me it brings a different uniqueness of people, and a good thing. What's a good thing for sure?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of positive people.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Jet L just called into the show. Jet L, how you doing, buddy?
Hey. So I'm doing good.
That's good, man. It's good to hear. What brings you on today?
Yeah. It'd be good if you weren't.
Yeah, just same here. I'm pretty bored too, and the conversations like these are awesome.
Jesus, we got
Welcome to the boredom
masterminds.
There's a lot of bored people on tonight.
I got a question for everybody. What is your favorite No Man's Sky snack? Like, what do you eat when you play this game, or do you just chill out and just do it?
Pringles. Pringles are mine.
I always get something to eat while I'm warping.
It's like, I'm gonna go make some popcorn. This could take a while.
Yeah, I'll go make some popcorn while I'm waiting for 2 minutes to pass.
I eat poached geck.
Nice.
Poached eggs.
Yes. Poached geck. Eat
Not
geck.
poached eggs. They'll clog up your life support.
Yeah, cheese flavored Pringles is the way to go for me. For
Nice.
That guy.
Yeah.
Definitely the way to go.
I get the nip nip.
Everybody in chat, post your snacks too. I'm curious.
Nip nip.
Let's see, for me personally,
This is the pinnacle of conversation about No Man's Sky. What do you eat?
Anyone else? Is it just me, or did I just get a hint of deja vu?
I can just see
I'm
new people
serious.
joining
I'm
the stream,
serious.
and they're like, they read the title, and they're like, new update, all this stuff, and we're like talking about snacks. We're like, what is this show? It's like, what is going
You can
on?
only talk. This
The
is
next
the
update
same thing
comes in a
with
can.
most
Cool
YouTubers.
ranch
Like
dip
you
dip.
can only talk about WARE for so long. You can't keep eating stuff and people are disinterested. You can't keep on talking about this without repeating the same stuff over and over.
Oh, I
well,
know.
and to be fair, the ARG is really only truly addictive to those of us who actually mess with it the first time.
Yeah.
Because for those that are
You know-
jumping back in, they feel like they've missed something. And they get so overloaded trying to go back to see what started it all because it's kind of a continuation of the beginning. And it's just too much. By the time you start talking about live drops and everything else, you lose people really fast.
It's kind of like watching The Office, like the TV show The Office. If you jump in on like season 4, just a random episode, you're not going to know. The U.S. version, or just any TV show. Actually, if you just jump in, season 3 or whatever, you have to like start at the beginning to get what's going on. That's the same with series. Like if you just jump in now, you're clueless.
Fucking Family Guy or something.
That's one of the downsides of joining like a mid ARG.
Right.
Are there any
we
other
got
games
Aaron.
that do ARGs?
Aaron just called the show. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, I'm just bored, right?
Where'd they post this link?
Yay, another one.
Oh my god.
I had to.
I've started something that I can't end. Every caller here is bored now.
There, everybody should be happy. It is no longer the hype train. It's the boredom.
Well,
Hop on and bring Pringles.
Oh, I'm hyped. Don't.
I'm gonna
Hey,
go get some poached eggs. You can sit down for a while. I'm bored.
Well, I am totally hyped. With all this stuff coming, the new update coming. It's like I'm excited. I've always been excited about the game. I've always loved the game, but there was just such a long, quiet period there, and everybody wants things to happen, and it sort of draws you down, makes you feel bad a little bit. Then this ARG comes along, picks you up, lets you down, picks you up, gets slow, and then what really has kept this thing going, of course, mainly is Cobra. I mean, one of the main people that's really kept everybody enthusiasm going.
I told you, Cobra.
It's awesome, right? And and especially the last month, you were streaming all the time, Cobra. I mean, just constantly. And you said about how many hours you stream, and it's tremendous. And it did its job. It's effective, and everybody's like hyped again. But this is a good type of hype. We're level-headed about this hype. Nobody's acting crazy.
High expectation hype.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
I can just imagine the conversations at Hello Games. They're like, maybe we should make some commercials, some advertising. They're like, no, we got Cobra. He does this for free. That's what he does. It's like, we got Cobra.
Honestly,
let Cobra. He's got.
What would
would
the advertisements be? What would that be? Have you ever heard of an advertisement for?
Let's go check out Cobra.
Update?
Let's see what Cobra's got on this channel today.
Like we could spend money on a cool trailer, or we could just let Cobra do his thing, and drink some coffee and listen.
Cobra, don't be surprised.
I know that Hello Games do. I feel like they do watch the bigger channels on YouTube, like maybe to get ideas for the updates, maybe because I remember seeing like a picture of their office, and one guy was looking at MZK's channel. So yeah, they probably do actually check out some of the bigger NMS channels.
They do. I guarantee you they do.
Yeah.
Well, Cobra, you said it yourself. You've already had that. You've already had somebody confirm that they actually watched their anniversary last year. So
yeah.
Guys, think of this. Think of this.
No, it wasn't Grant Duncan. It was Bolam messaged me, the art director there, and he told me that they watched her. He watches it and loves it, and they watched us sing "Happy Birthday." Allison Smith, and I'm going to call him out on this because I thought it was funny. Allison Smith contacted me to say, our people at our live drops are not from Craigslist.
I'm afraid
that was me. That was me. Guilty discharge.
Hey, at least it's good confirmation, though, right?
I said
you got to press their buttons to make them talk. I'm telling you, Cobra.
I told him. I said, look, that wasn't me. That was Adam.
Cobra should just give me like all these lines to ask, because like he could just blame me. I'll do it. I'll do the dirty work.
I wouldn't be surprised, Cobra, man. Like, come time when this update drops, you'll get something in your mailbox, man. Hello Games asking you to promote the actual Xbox version.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Guys, think of this. Okay, put on your tinfoil hats. Think of this. What if? Okay, this,
I already have
this
it on.
will never happen. All right, but
I never took mine
let's
off.
say it does. Right? Let's say Sean Murray shows up at E3.
Why do you think I took it off?
Sean Murray shows up at E3 and he's wearing a Cobra TV shirt and he's like, "Here's Nick." Drops the trailer, and we freak out.
Cobra, man.
Wearing a Cobra TV shirt.
I can only imagine Cobra's face that moment, man. Is this MOB wearing my shirt? What the fuck?
I didn't even ask for permission.
You're like, I didn't sign off on this.
My shit. What's going on here?
I remember when we sang Happy Birthday. That was such a gas, man. I loved it. I can watch that today. It's so funny, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch it again tonight. That was.
I've never seen it.
I wish I was there for that, man.
It's just so fun.
I had developers from there messaging me saying, "Hey, we watched your stream," and Allison Smith, a couple other people.
Who the hell's Allison Smith?
They're the ones.
I don't know who that is. Why are they? They're
the ones
ARG?
running the ARG.
Oh, they're running it. Oh, they're running it. Okay.
Allison Smith
some
are
random
what are
Twitter
called
thing or
epic
something.
puppet masters of storyline. They actually create in real life ARG games. So it's not just Waking Titan. They actually have several others that they run as well, and they're really, really cool looking. If you check out their website, they've got several that you can get into. They're really cheap to get into.
Oh, yeah.
They involve like emails, hidden websites, like code, phone calls.
I don't want to do that though.
It's really, really
Cobra
awesome.
I don't want to do it. I want someone else to do it for me, and I want to sit back and watch.
Isn't that
I need everything. I'm the same.
I don't want to do work. What do you think
time...
I'm here for? I don't want to do work. Do you think I'm a fucking idiot?
I'm in Arkansas. Nobody drops anything here, so I will always be the person standing by watching things happen.
Right.
Things don't happen here. Tornadoes happen here, but nothing else.
Right. I'm in Oklahoma.
It's a spicy wind, okay?
That's all I get. I get twirls.
Spicy wind.
Clouds that spin.
I think a lot of the Xbox players have no idea that this ARG is going on, though. They don't know who Allison Smith is. They have no idea what WARE is. They're coming from the same.
Probably all busy.
They have the same perspective. It's like, who is? Yeah.
Yo, Cobra, I can only imagine trying to explain the whole entire ARG from recent to last year's iteration of the ARG to an Xbox guy when they get their hands on the game.
Yeah.
That would be beyond confusing. Hell, even right now, like the ARG going on right now is still just mind-boggling my mind right now. I'm still wrapping my head around it.
No Man's Sky is mind-boggling.
Agreed.
Yes.
Do you think like Hello Games knows that though? That wait, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm joking. What?
Oh, I was gonna say, do you think do you think Hello Games knows that? Like, I mean, yes, we're a tight-knit community and we're really involved with the ARG, but they have to know that all the Xbox players, and there's like thousands of people that have no idea what this is. They're not interested. They just want like a trailer and they just want to see what next is. So
yeah, he left.
Poor guy disconnected.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Tuck his tail and ran.
You should have seen the chat, you guys.
Look, one of the things that he did say though, was like, you know, they're going to be adding a lot of the things that was like in the launch trailers and trailers leading into the launch. Here's the thing. They already have like a lot of that stuff that was shown in those trailers are technically now already in the base game now. And they have been adding a lot of that stuff since the Foundation update from the Pathfinder in 1.3. I mean, there's not really much else left. I mean, like I said, I went and after 1.3 dropped, I always do a checklist of that list that you and I talked about on my podcast, shameless plug. And I was looking through it and I'm like, okay, this is in there now. This is in there now. This is in there now. And there's like that list now is like tiny. But a lot of the stuff that is left out was stuff that we might not even ever see, but they never actually once ever showed off in trailers. Like they never once ever showed gameplay of us landing on asteroids. That was a concept. That was something that was in a recent build that they were working with, but they might have easily took it off because it just didn't look right, or maybe didn't feel right, or just was not ready to be like a main thing to put in the main game at launch. That happens when it comes to developing a game. So we'll have to wait and see. But that list now is tiny. That list
a lot of people are going to have that perspective, though, of like when you say, "Hey, No Man's Sky, the new update," people are like, "Is it good yet?" You know, they don't know that they've added all this stuff. And I think that's why they need to advertise and they need to show people, because if they just drop it on Xbox one day, people are going to be like, "Oh, it's that game that came out and kind of, I'm not saying this is my perspective, but they're like, it sucked when it came out." So they need to do something to change people's minds because a lot of people have that perspective. Is it good yet?
I don't think it works.
Like we know because I think a lot of the Xbox players have no idea that this ARG. So I hear where he's coming.
I know you had.
I think Hello Games knows that. Like, I mean, yes, we're a tight knit community.
Actually, we've been doing that for months, right?
Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to try and find what I was talking about here. Hang on.
Last year's iteration of the ARG to an Xbox guy.
I missed the stream. I missed good things.
Yeah.
That would be. Let me go back. Hell, even right now, let me go back to this massive list. And I kind of, and it's funny because when you mentioned that on my podcast today, there, Cobra, man, about like being whatever you want to call it, there, I kind of actually I definitely agree with you on that aspect, dude. That I think it was somebody within the industry that did all this stuff. Because you brought up a lot of valid good points.
You know, most of us here actually probably love the game from the very beginning.
Yep.
Even with things left out the way they describe. I mean, I didn't care.
Me neither.
The things that I saw at the beginning of it were magnificent to me. Right? Games are personal. What a person likes and what a person doesn't like is very subjective. I have tons of games that I don't play that the majority of people, just play the life out of them. And I play it for like a few moments and I give up. I mean, I just don't like it. Something about it turns me off from the game. And then there's other games I just can't really tell you why I like it, but I do. No Man's Sky was one of those games where I would just sink so many hours, hundreds of hours into it. And that was at the beginning. That's when before they added all this extra stuff. And they added stuff to it, and it's almost like a mute point to me because I already liked the game.
Like
now,
day one, I've loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at midnight release.
Yeah, same here. I had I pre-ordered that game like a good month in advance. And here's the thing: like back when I was on YouTube, I had made a series.
Okay, my phone just turned off.
Oh, welcome back, dude. I had made a series on my channel where I was basically breaking down like my love for No Man's Sky way before the game came out, right? Mm-hmm. And I kept on letting my subscribers know, and I was emphasizing on the fact that exploration was going to be the main thing, is my main reason why I'm excited for this game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So while everybody was on that hype train to God knows where, I was on the train going to Hogwarts, getting ready to graduate. You know what I'm saying? so my excitement level was still, test positive for me because that's exactly what the game offered for me. You know what I mean? Right. But like I was saying to Cobra today, it's like another thing that also kept me, sucked into the world of No Man's Sky, or the universe, I should say, was the lore. Because I wasn't expecting the lore to be, really that big of an issue or big of a thing. But when you immerse yourself into that lore, especially in all three spectrums, it just opens up a whole new perspective of everything.
The recent update. The recent update with all the extra stuff. I mean, like the story mode. That was awesome. Mm-hmm. That was just awesome. And I know that they could have gone a lot further than that.
That was something that was never confirmed to be in the game at all, period.
When I first started playing, when I got the game, I didn't know there was like a storyline. I didn't know you could even get different ships. When I saw a trailer, I was just like, this is a game where you can just go to different planets and they're going to be different. And to me, that was exciting. And when I started playing, that's what I got. And then they started doing these updates. I'm like, this is too much. Just slow down, Sean. Because I couldn't keep up. I learned how to I fixed my ship. I learned how to do this. And then if you can build bases now, I'm like, Sean, stop. Too much content. Just slow it down. So I was like the complete opposite. I wanted the hype train to slow down a little bit.
Speaking of the foundation and being able to build bases, you remember there was an interview that I think Sony did with Sean Murray right before the launch of the game. It was like some space place that they did the interview at there for that Inside PlayStation stuff, or whatever the heck it was called. Either way, point is, in that interview, he was talking about how people were saying how they want to be able to settle on a planet and make bases, and how they want to, be able to own their own freighters and carry more cargo and and all that crap like that. And sure enough, yet before the game launched, that was never, and I think that was going to be in the game at all, period. He never once said that we will be able to build bases. In fact, he actually encouraged the fact of not doing that. Right. He said in numerous interviews, that he didn't want to ever put that kind of stuff in the game because he didn't want to make it to feel like they were building an endless Minecraft kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And out of
nowhere, boom, Foundations comes in, and then Pathfinder update comes out, and Jesus. So not only are they actually adding all the stuff that the game originally was supposed to be there, which has been implementing slowly but surely, with 1.3 being the biggest one, well, for now, but they're also adding stuff too as well that was never intended to be in the game, period.
Right.
I want to say this about the bases. Now, I had fully. I was a rich fella. I mean, when it comes to the game, I mean, I played so many hours, I had so many resources, I had everything stocked by the first update, right? And so then they started to add, the foundation update, and I had everything ready. I built the base in a hurry. I built everything. It was nothing at that point for me to do it. And and it wasn't very gratifying for me at the time. But when I restarted and played the story from the beginning, and I had nothing. When I went through the story process, it made the base seem more important because the story drew you to it. It gave you a reason to build a base, gave you a reason to interact with these people, and got into exploring those planets. I love how the story impacted the meaning of all those little gizmos and gadgets. Otherwise, I didn't really care too much about the crafting part in a way, or about the base part, until the story gave it meaning. And I really appreciate it. I didn't really understand the impact of that. I was just, most of the time I passed over it because I didn't, I left the new storyline, I left it alone. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. But when I played it like it's supposed to be played, it just changed the meaning of the bases and the meaning of all this tech. I just wanted to say that. I mean, there was a lot of meaning. It surprised me. Right.
Well, the addition of being able to see other players kind of gave bases a new meaning too. Because
Yes, of course it did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's like the cafe base, right? It's over in Espiti, which is up north and to the side of Acapad. It's directly below. If nobody knows about this, we talked about this in the last one. Ranger is a huge fan of the Dark Tower series, and he actually built different buildings from the Dark Tower. One of them is right above the cafe, and so we chose to get side by side. Right, so you got the Dark Tower and the cafe. We're snuggled up against each other, and it wasn't until we started being able to see each other and really talking to each other with the in-game chat. Whenever you pop into an area, being able to talk to each other. It wasn't really until then that bases were really, really useful.
Yo, is your stream going down again, Cobra?
Do things together. Now you can do races and stuff.
Bases are basically store your stuff here and make something cool to put your stuff in.
Yeah.
All right. So I got both of you guys.
Some of the lush planets you go onto, or with the music, the nice lull in the background. I mean, it all kind of makes one big, nice, relaxing game. And you can have a relaxing game with either normal or creative. And if you want something harder, you can go to survival or whatever that other one is. I don't do those ones, but
permadeath.
And what mode do you play in the most?
Permadeath. I play normal. Sometimes I do creative to make a cool base, but I like normal because I like having stuff to do and worrying about, I guess I like normal because it's not too hard. I don't like a challenge. It's just fun to explore.
Me too.
I got
a question for everybody.
Yo, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy. You said is just what I think. You're good.
Survival, to me, when Survival first came out, I believe it was with the Foundation update, if I'm not mistaken. That mode made me rage quit that game for a while. But I figured out my problem was once I figured out how to get things going. But my God, that was painful. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, don't make me cuss No Man's Sky, please don't make me do it. And then I figured out how to keep the loop in check, and I figured out my mistakes, and now it's nothing.
It makes you a better player.
Yes, it does, big time. It definitely makes you a better player. And I like now that I'm glad that they share everything now, no matter what mode you play on, and I think that was a very smart move because now that does give players incentive. Hey, you know what? I'm here, but I'm still I have to be careful because I'm still playing this on permadeath. You know what I mean? So anything make me die and have to start all over again. It's bye-bye, save file. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Personally, I suck at permadeath and survival, but I have gone to those people's bases. I may not be able to see their bases, but I can see the beacon and the comm balls. So with that there and the ability to see that, I can still leave them a comm ball and say hello in normal or in creative mode, in a way that I can actually make it there without just dying. It's just death with me. If it's not normal or creative, I'm a goner.
It's very odd.
Death,
Me.
I could live without.
Well,
You know how
my
they edit-
life has always been pretty high stress. So my community, my playtime, my experience with No Man's Sky is kind of my own personal therapy. It is my sanctuary. So it's a very rare time that I will pick up survival stress with me. But
Someone near an ocean of some sort?
Someone's driving.
Somebody's hitchhiking.
Someone's connecting to dial-up internet.
Someone just made my ears
now we know what
bleed.
it sounds like. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a No Man's Sky ship to me.
So I got a question for everybody, and this might be kind of a controversial question. Okay, but bear with me. What is one thing you guys don't like about the game? Like, not necessarily like, what would you change if you could? Because I think criticism is important. I know we're in here. We're saying we love this, we love that. But like, what is something you would change differently? You know what I mean?
Black
Something
space.
you don't necessarily love.
I want the galaxy to look like a galaxy.
Well, see, that's true, but it's not. Because if you look at our own Milky Way, which is a galaxy, it's not black, honey. There are colors there. So while you have black within your own moderate space of atmosphere, it's not necessarily black elsewhere. So color, yes, that much color, it doesn't necessarily need to be a box of color.
Right.
I feel like No Man's Sky, there's too much color. I read this one thing. It's like too much color makes the color not beautiful. Like, if I were to see like one beautiful, there's just so much color in No Man's Sky. There's like a bunch of blues and oranges and pinks. It'd be cool to have a bunch of maybe darkish colors, and then soon you'll come across a rare pink system. Maybe.
Do you think they'll like add more filters?
That's there in the game. That's in the game. Like, there's yellow planets now with the exotics.
It makes it look cool. I'm not saying that they should get rid of it, but I think they should make it toned down until like one or two, maybe different stars, colors.
And just adding more filters with the update could be something cool, because I know a lot of people like the different filters, so that could be something.
From an art perspective, if you have a ton of colors, say your sky is multicolored, and the ground is multicolored, and the animals are multicolored, after a while it kind of tends to blend in. You don't really notice that one orange cat over there because you just saw a pink one. So by comparison, which one's really more shocking? Now, if there were more darker colors, because that's something we don't have. Everything's very pastel, very floral, bright, shiny, happy colors, which is gorgeous, absolutely. But without that contrast there, you do kind of start to kind of wade through it without kind of really picking out the small little unique things.
Every planet's supposed to look alienated, you know. Well, but one of like what I think I would want in the game, like more obstacles, like more because like there's barely any. I mean, there's some, but like mostly it's just like what's it called, like storms in the game. There's not really any specific variant of storm. It just it just
some more ways to die, more danger, that type of thing.
More. I agree.
I feel like it'd be cool if there was like a reason for bases. I feel like if they add more weather stuff, it would add more reason for bases to like it's for shelter, you know, as well as instead of just a place to store stuff and make a cool looking building, you know.
So like if it's an ice planet, you gotta like install a heater or something. Turn up the thermostat. Or something like that.
That would be cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
An AC.
Or like if it's underwater, you have to actually have oxygen tanks down there so you can breathe. You know, stuff like that.
Like how they added the what do you call it? Those membranes that are for specific like weather types.
Aqua membranes,
Yeah, the aqua membrane. Those things. Like you could add that for bases. So like you would have to do. I don't know, but I feel like the game is too calm, you know, and there's like I think you can just like avoid every of the situations, you know, like pirates, you can get a scan. Like for me, they always attack me when I'm about to enter a planet, and like I think they should actually still be able to warp when you're in atmosphere, they should still be able to attack you while you're in atmosphere. That's like rare.
I think what he's trying to say, and I agree with him, there needs to be more consequence in the game.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's a
better way of putting it. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Well, some of the other patterns don't make any sense. The main cafe, the one I was talking about in the Speedy, just south of the Dark Tower, that one, the weather there is boiling puddles. There's no puddles there, honey. I have lakes, big lakes. They're not boiling. But
puddles would be nice.
But the rain is warm.
Lava.
So it's like, how is it boiling puddles if we don't have any? Even if we have that much torrential downpour, why do we not have puddles? So it's kind of...
I think they need to add physics to the game. They need to add physics. There's not really physics, except for maybe like something falling from a sentinel. Water doesn't have physics. Spaceships don't really... There's no really crashing. Everything's kind of 1D, like the tree leaves sometimes.
I mean, like, whenever I talk about this stuff, I always have to remind myself that all of this is coming from like an algorithm, and whatever they add, they have to add into an algorithm, which makes it more complex and like more hard work the console has to put through.
And I think that's what the new generation system that they've actually created is actually going to be doing that in the back end.
Yeah, I hope so.
And knowing, I'm like, one of the biggest fears I have for next is that the bugs, like the glitches that's gonna have. Like, I mean, you've seen Atlas Rises like on release. There's like been so many quests that wouldn't be like able to turn in and all that. Like,
one thing that really annoys me is that HUD thing, the HUD map. You know, on your ship, the blue thing. Yeah. Like, it shows up outside of your ship in photo mode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
which I just think ruins the photos. I actually like gave a complaint to Hello Games about that, and it annoyed me so much. Like, that's one of the sole reasons I don't get shuttle ships, or what's that other one? Hauler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're cool looking ships, but then when you go into photo mode, it's ruined by the navigation thing.
I mean, I think, to be honest, I liked the HUD back then way better for the ship, because it felt more 80s and retro to me. That I like 80s. So it's all, this is all just my opinion.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why. Yeah, I think that's what inspired them to make their art style, their style for No Man's Sky.
All of it is
by reading like
inspired,
by reading like stuff. Very 80s sci-fi novels and stuff like that.
Star Trek is so much stuff that's put into the game. Like, even what's that movie? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You guys read that Easter egg where it's like, put something in your ear to read more or hear more words.
The babblefish.
The worm.
Babblefish.
Yes. And when you like learn enough words, you actually get a babble thing.
Yes.
Like babble word, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh yeah. And
they know their sci-fi when they're making this. Totally.
Well, there's actually a lot of little nods to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy throughout the game, through some of the comments and stuff. And I'm a huge fan as well. That's one of the reasons why anytime you see anything from the cafe, it's even on my Twitter name. It's my of course it's at NMS Cafe, but my name on there is NMS Cafe 42. Because that's like a constant referral point for me. Because I wanted it to always be like the restaurant at the end of the galaxy, a little bit of Douglas Adams mixed in with the Star Wars Cantina, where everybody comes and talks and hangs out. It doesn't matter what kind of alien you are, whether you're by yourself, whether you're with a crew, it doesn't really matter. But
unless you're Han Solo.
I need porgs. I want to be able to have a pet. That would be awesome.
I think that this update's likely gonna lean towards more of resetting your save, and I'm gonna like that. I don't care, because my normal save, it's kind of buggy right now, and everything. Yeah, every one of my saves is just buggy. It's probably gonna get even worse when the next update comes.
Don't want that, because I got the Explorers Edition ship.
Yeah.
The Alpha Vector, I got that in the game. I don't want to get it again. Like, it's cool having a model of your spaceship in No Man's Sky. Yeah, but like other than that,
Well,
I would
now,
totally
about
be
that-
cool with that.
Now about that, somebody else, I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong. I'm going to say that ahead of time, and I probably am, but I think it was a member of the AGT. They had that ship, lost it somehow, got a hold of Hello Games, showed them, like on a little Zen ticket thing, attached a picture of his pre-order and everything else, and they found a way of getting his ship to him. So you may not lose that special ship.
I'm saying so the ship that they give for you when you pre-order the game is different from the one in Explorer's Edition, and it's kind of minor, but it's different. What were you saying? Sorry.
Well, like I think for me, every time I make a new save, I always have that option to get the ship again. So like it's not like it'll create a new state. Like you don't need it. Like once it resets, you can still like.
I didn't pre-order the game. I found the ship.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It.
That's
cool.
Yo, Cobra.
I just had a full like live stream thing where I tried to find it on my YouTube.
I'm not sure if you ever actually brought this up in conversation or not, but have you noticed that when you look at the Atlas Rises update image of the guy, your character standing on top of the ship? There's one thing that I just noticed too as well. Like the actual plutonium node that's in the background is actually the original design of the node.
Yeah.
Well, that's an old picture.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but they're still using that same image for the next image as well. On the official website.
I think that's because their vision never really changed. Like
that could be.
Still there.
That could be.
What they were forced to mass produce is not what they saw. It's what was demanded at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they made
and now we could be getting that now, though. We could be seeing those.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Fatal.
Yeah, because I mean, I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, that's the old model design.
Yeah.
You know, in some ways, instead of them adding more, because they've added so much more that we've asked for, and some we never did, and I love it. But sometimes I wish they wouldn't. Like, I wish they would take some of it off. Like, okay,
some of it is
too
much.
Storms earlier. It would be nice if not every single planet had a certain variety of storms. There should be some that are completely still.
Well, yeah,
like
there
the
is.
Dead planets.
It's the dead planets.
Yes,
they got no
have
storms.
Anything.
Do you think they'll give us a classic mode? So you could just play like vanilla without all the updates, just classic.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it as well, but that would be cool.
Forward.
1.00 Mac 4-day tune.
Because they can't. I mean,
one of the biggest changes that I want to see going forward, to answer your question, is creature design. I want to see more variations of creature designs.
Yeah, we need variation entirely.
Me and Cobra talked about this on my show today. That's probably one of the biggest things that's really going to help me want to go out and actually explore all the creatures, because 95% of the time when I'm out there, I don't bother, because it's like, oh, you just like the other dude that I saw on another planet, but now you got a horn on your butt now. Okay, cool. I'm moving on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really want to because Cobra was saying like he actually managed to find something that he's never seen before in the game creature wise, and it's like a rare thing that you actually find, like a creature that no one's ever seen before, right? I want to see more of that, but I want to see it to be more on a broader scale though, as far as creature types go.
And also like the animations, the creature animations, if they like tweak that.
They're so bad. Yeah.
Definitely the sound.
You'll see an animal teleport on top of Heridium sometimes. It's stupid. Like, they can't climb it. They don't know where stuff is. If there's something tall, they'll just teleport on top of it. They gotta fix animals.
But I need to find Bob though, Cobra. I need to find Bob again.
Yeah, right.
I miss my little Bob.
What about Bob?
What we need is not just fauna or megafauna. We need ultrafauna and gigafauna.
Ooh, you lost me.
I like the name.
Micro would be
stuff.
nice
Yeah,
as well.
I like the names, but you lost me, buddy.
Yeah.
Micro would be cool too. It would be nice if butterflies that weren't as tall as I am.
We need spicy fauna.
We need ray rods.
Yeah.
We need
Rayrod.
Rayrod to just.
Yeah, I mean, how
do it.
awesome would it be though to like land on a planet that's got like massive like trees for miles,
Right.
It's
I
like
think
you walk in,
like
but it feels like, but it makes you
said.
feel like you're going through like an actual like a jungle. You know what I mean?
Like I said,
Or instead of a rainforest, we get radioactive forest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I think Robot Boy, he said this in one of his videos, or Just Jared or something, but he said, like, trees should be taller. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I
all
saw that.
mostly,
Just
like,
Jared.
just a few feet taller than you. And they should be, like, massive. Trees are not just always your height.
Yeah, they're all
They're-
yearling trees. None of them are like
Yeah.
the full-grown ancient trees. Yeah.
And the only planets that have, like, actual forests, well, in No Man's Sky sense, are the cold planets. Not even lush anymore.
Yeah, I noticed
Lush
that.
is a
Lush
few
isn't lush.
trees. Yeah.
I noticed that. Yeah, like there's more trees on cold planets than there is any other on any other.
That's why I like
Yeah,
cold
I think
planets.
the
It's a lush
algorithm.
planet
I
with
think
cold
I
stuff.
think
kind of flipped a little bit.
Rayrod proved why they didn't add like super huge fauna is because whenever you're flying around, they produce
You can run into them.
they show up around you. So like it's kind of weird on how it works. Like there's like a video of him just like flying in atmosphere when he modded the game so that fauna would be like 60 times bigger. So like and they would just like spawn as if they were like smaller trees. So like it would spawn like right in front of him, kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it would be super weird because like you would be looking from a distance and then you just fly like say like just like a meter ahead of you and it just pops up in your view.
decapitate
Yeah,
one of 'em.
I've said that for
Leadership.
I said that for the longest time. That's the reason why the bigger dinosaurs were taken out and the bigger trees and the big towers that they were taken out. And Rayrod actually proved it by showing a video.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's
Rayrod.
yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with him modding stuff, but the real interest I take in his digging through all the files.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why, like,
he's
I
some
like seeing
insight
what he
as to
does
why the
and
removal and
Yeah.
stuff.
I like seeing what he does and know that might be in next. You know,
Like he
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
like he kind of helps the developers prove like to the community about why they like remove certain things in the game and like
Yeah,
why it's
that
not there.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And-
we
it's really
don't need
interesting. Like he's
is-
telling us what Hello Games
think-
doesn't. He feels like he's an inside member of Hello Games, and
makes
he's
him
just
feel- yeah.
telling us all this.
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
know?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, whenever it comes to like the bigger fauna, Ranger built a racetrack, and I talked about it on Twitter. He had Diplos there. He named her Edna after his grandmother. So on that planet only, those are not Diplos; those are Ednas, and the Ednas are really tall. And those Ednas seem to spawn when the grass does. So wherever you are, wherever the grass is popping up for you in definition, that's when they appear. So if you're flying over, you're not going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
So the megafauna
like
wouldn't even produce until they're spawning in with grass. So if you count in all the rocks, all the grass, all the flowers, the minerals, everything else that's spawning there, not to count what Kirby likes to lovingly call the ground furniture, bases and your outposts and what have you. That's a lot to generate all at once and to account for with accurate movement style, because they have to navigate the terrain that they're spawning on as well.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's why I have a
And
lot of
then
hope for
there's
this
the
new
fact that Edna
engine.
only spawns
Like I said,
during the
it's
day.
all algorithm. It's all
Right.
algorithm.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And
That's
that's
why-
why
Yeah,
fauna
definitely.
spawn at night. If you have your sights on them, when it starts to get dark, they'll remain there for you, and they'll continue to be there until you're out of their vicinity. But whenever I was helping Ranger lay the track, we noticed that Edna would only spawn during the daytime. And he was trying
That's
to lay
why-
the racetrack around her so that people could see, because there's just so many on that planet. On Cherry, it is full of these Diplos. And so he was trying to get a really good view of it, right? And so we're trying to lay the track. Well, we had to keep waiting until daylight came to find out where they were going to spawn at, because there's certain particular spawn points where they almost always reoccur. And of course they wander, but they never wander like full on, right?
Going
They
on a
have their
little-
range.
No, it's like a little small radius.
Going
that
on a
they
little
walk around
different
and stuff,
topic
yeah.
right here. I feel like racing, it just kind of it doesn't make sense to be in No Man's Sky to me.
It's a community thing. It's just
I guess
pod racing.
Yeah,
you're gonna see a lot more.
You can tell.
It just
You can tell
it
the
just doesn't
developers.
fit.
Well, here I
I
got some speculation on the racing, and I talked with Fatal on his show today about this.
Yep.
You know, sometimes Hello Games will put things in the game if you've noticed that they just don't make any sense until the next update. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
I believe that racing, along with the washdown beginning of multiplayer and the portals, it all connects to multiplayer. I think that what we're working towards is a better multiplayer and things to do with each other, such as racing and other things like that.
Yeah.
You're right, though. It doesn't really fit with the exploration of No Man's Sky and what the game is about and things like that. I agree with you on that. But Sean Murray did once state that right now, when he released the game, right now, No Man's Sky is about exploration. Later, it'll be about other things. And I think
and community was emphasis on that too as well.
Yeah. There's a big community emphasis on where he talks about on Atlas Rise's blog. He said this is the first step in synchronized cooperative gameplay. And then it says...
I truly believe there will be full-fledged multiplayer next update. I feel that's true.
I think that's what the races are.
I just really hope it's co-op because I'm not into the PvP. That's a reason I don't play Call of Duty.
That's one of the things.
That's
one of PvP. PvP was one of the things that Sean despised when they were talking about But I think that these past few updates, they've just been added onto the old algorithm. That's why that if you've noticed that every update they do, it just gets laggier and laggier because it's still going off the old algorithm. That's probably why they said that next was going to be their biggest update, is because they probably revamped the whole thing so they can make it simpler and they can add more things to it.
Oh, I guarantee you they revamped that that coding or that procedural generation coding there.
Probably maybe just started from scratch again. That's probably why it
Well, honestly, they've had so much time to work on it, so maybe now it's closer to what they wanted.
Yeah, that's what I'm beginning to think too as well. They finally mastered that rhythm so that it's not so demanding.
Right. Exactly.
Good night, Alan. Good night. My daughter's saying good night.
Your daughter is adorable.
Good night.
And if they end up doing that, if they end up actually managing to find that tweak or that little hook for them to get the actual game running like how they originally planned on to, then wow, it's going to be a huge ball changer, man. Huge ball changer.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because then we'll be able to see. Because I think who knows? Maybe we might finally get to see that giant snake.
Yeah,
giant worm, man.
That algorithm was probably their biggest problem. That was probably their biggest worry when they were making the game.
My theory, I'm not sure if I ever told you about this, Cobra, man, but I remember, I think I briefly brought this up with you. And I remember back in March of 2016, right? Way before the game came out. I remember seeing something on NeoGAF about a podcast that Jim Sterling was doing back when he was working for the Eclipse, that website, the Eclipse there. Eclipse is what the heck it's called. And I remember him saying that he was talking to one of the employees at Hello Games, and they were struggling to get the game running properly on the PS4 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
That was before the Pro. Way before the Pro. And I think what happened was, and the reason why we got that extra month and a half delay or that 2 month delay there, is because I think that the version that they originally had planned that they wanted to release just was not up to par. Like Sony said, no, we can't release this. This is broken. This is buggy as hell. It's not running. It's running like crap. Just you're gonna have to do some kind of base thing for now, and just whatever you want to call it, which explains why both the PC version and console version at launch was so freaking broken. Crash after crash, everything that you did, made your game lock up, freeze, and doing whatever you want to call it. I think what they did is that in that 2 month period, they came out with not a simple, but I want to say they broke down the game and simplified it as quickly as they possibly could.
I agree, 100%. Yeah,
remember, they came out with death threats and stuff like that too as well from people because the game got delayed, dude. Man, it was bad. And they were on borrowed time, dude. I'm sure if they would have actually had more time to develop it, it would have been like what we're waiting for right now with Next. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
I agree.
I've got to go.
Go ahead, buddy.
Do you mind if I shamelessly plug my YouTube channel?
No, please do, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay,
as long as you do it with a little bit of respect this time.
Yeah. So, do it. Yeah, I got mock_tone. I make No Man's Sky content on it. Go check it out. I do live streams and I talk about what's going on. So yeah, see you guys. Thanks for having me on the stream.
Okay, buddy.
Hope to see you next time.
All right, man.
Hey.
Peace.
I
Yeah, it's been about 2 hours.
Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap it up, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Snow. Keep Common Game on. Everybody check him out on his YouTube channel. Fatal Mephisto's now uploading back to YouTube again, and he's uploaded his first video with me and him doing a podcast. So it was a really good time, and I want to thank you for coming on. All right,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congrats.
Cobra, are you got a question for you? A couple actually. Are you gonna merge the 15-minute piece of the beginning podcast that we have here with the one that we're about to close down?
Say that
You're
again.
gonna merge the two, right?
Well,
Two
there's
videos.
Different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time the live stream shut down, it made a video.
Yeah.
Oh.
You had
That's
one job,
safe.
Cobra. You had one job.
One.
Oh. You're fired, Cobra. You're fired. Sorry.
Well, there's no way I can merge them. What's done is done.
No. Yeah.
Hey Cobra, could you do me one quick favor before we hang up, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay, so you're a member of the cafe. You know how many people we've got in there. We've got quite a few that are either watching or plan on watching whenever they're awake or whenever they get home. They're curious about the convention, the convergence, like everything that you've done. Can you give a quick recap of that so people know exactly what that is? Because they're asking me, and it's a lot to keep up with.
Okay, so they're two different things. The TCC is the Convergence Cluster. It's a hub, but I've kind of like put that on hold for a minute because I don't know what's going to happen with next.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like waiting on pins and needles to see what's going to go on with that before I put too much work into that. The No Man's Sky Con that's called Convergence, the 2018 Convergence. It's like a web con. It's like what we did last year with the birthday stream, but it's going to have more of events. It's going to have music competition. People are going to be able to submit music, and I think I got 4 submissions for music already. We're doing a cosplay contest. We're going to be doing fan art contest, fan trailer contest for No Man's Sky, and we're going to be giving away official Hello Games Level 4 Atlas passes that are being sent to me. So
That is outstanding.
one of the other prizes that we've got is Andy, I think his name's Andy. He's going to be giving. This is not confirmed because I don't know how he's going to get them to me, but he's got 3D printed Sentinels that he wants to use as a giveaway.
Andy Krytek.
Okay. Yeah.
If I'm mispronouncing it, I am so sorry, Andy.
So he's going to put that up for a prize as well, but whoever wins it's going to have to pay for shipping because he's going to send it from his house. Now, L-Plays is also contributing a prize to the Convergence, the WebCon. It's like a No Man's Sky Con, but it's going to be held on the channel here with a lot of events and a lot of winners and contests and things like that, interviews. We did one last year, but it was like a birthday stream. It wasn't so much like a con, and it was 6.5 hours long.
Wow.
L-Plays is going to be giving away an official Hello Games press kit. And it's really cool. He's got a video on his YouTube channel showing it off and everything. So he's going to put that up for a prize. It's going to be fun.
Proud of that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
saw
can't
the
believe he's
video.
giving
He
it
was
away
so
as a
excited.
prize.
Okay, one more quick question for you. So whenever somebody is posting on Twitter, they'll say another member of the Convergence. So is that of your crew or is that of another squad?
That's us. That's us.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm before I said anything. Because we do have some people that, like, they'll come to the cafe and they'll talk for a little bit, and then we don't see them for a couple of weeks because we've got some that are truck drivers, some work on boats. Some just really don't have time in real life. So whenever they see that, they're like, what is that? Really, what is that? You know everything. It's like, I don't know this one. So I thought I would ask you. I thought it was. Thank you for confirming that one. So that's really cool to know. So if anybody wants to join up with you and become part of the Convergence, exactly what is the pathway to making that happen if anybody's interested?
I put a YouTube video out. I'll have to get a link, and if I'll pull it off and I'll put it on the description of this video, or I'll send it over to you, or I'll make a post in the No Man's Sky Cafe.
Yeah, just make a post.
Okay.
That would probably explain a lot more.
Do you have a Discord link to that Discord channel?
Yeah, it's in the description, I believe.
Ooh. Okay.
Just say it's something Cobra came up with when he was bored. Just say that.
Yeah.
But in the Discord, there's a submissions room or channel or whatever you want to call it. I'm a Discord noob. Natalie, big shout out to Natalie for setting that up for me. So if you have art or cosplay or something for one of the contests, just post it in the submission saying art submission or music submission, and then I'm going to collect all that stuff there, and so that way we could get that set up and get ready for a voting process. And I'm going to have a panel of YouTubers. We're even going to have, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but somebody's going to do a stand-up comedy that day.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And it's going to be fun.
Spoiler, it's Sean Murray.
I hope I'm not working.
So spread the word about the No Man's Sky Con. It's going to be June 16th. It's going to start at noon, and it's going to be all day long, probably all the way into the night.
Wow.
I don't know. But that's the plan so far. But I'm also putting together a panel of like YouTubers and community leaders. So like yourself, Lily, if you want to be a part of it, we can set up a time where you can come on for like 30 minutes or whatever, and we discuss, like, I'm going to do a YouTuber panel, and then I'm going to do a community leader panel, and we're just going to talk about what it's been like being a community leader for a hub or for a group or whatever for the entire time that you've been doing it, the memories, some of the best memories that you have and stuff like that, and maybe announce a couple of the winners.
Yeah, if I'm not working that day, I'm down for that.
Okay, great.
Sounds amazing.
Great.
Thank you so much for just kind of answering those questions. I know you were trying to head off, but I had a couple of people message me like quietly in Amino, and they're like, "Hey, ask it." And it's like, "Okay, hold on." So,
well,
thank you very
before
much.
you go, yeah, I want to say something stupid real quick. Every time now,
like me,
yeah. Well, okay, and you don't know Snow Obsidian there. I can see you on screen too. Video. Yeah. How you doing? Well, every time, Cobra, you say snow, I look up and I think, huh? Is he talking to me? Right.
Oh,
every single time. I don't care what video it is. Right. When you say snow, because I've lived my entire life with people calling me that, and
That's
every
awesome.
time you say that, I go, huh? It's just natural. I'm like, you got my attention. What? So I just want to say that next time you say that, I'm going, huh?
He's keeping you on your toes. He's making sure you're listening, because we're bored.
Speaking of snow and all that, there's something I wanted to ask you. The second question I wanted to ask you, Cobra. What's your status on the Traveler?
Ooh.
I'm working on a new video. I've been streaming every day. All right. I gotta stop.
I understand. I understand.
I've got to stop streaming every day, because when I do that, I leave myself no time to edit, and I love editing. So I'm gonna have to peel it back to like maybe 3 times a week. I have to. I mean, I love streaming live every day, but actually creating content and creating edited content has completely fallen by the wayside. Yeah.
You had one job, bro. You had one job.
I know.
Technically, he has 2 jobs now.
You had 2 jobs, Cobra. Come on.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. Jet L, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys would want to check that out, though.
Of course we would. Come on, man.
All right. It's Lejet, Lejet, just the same thing. I'll just comment on your live stream.
Yeah.
Just so they can just get my name. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good.
Well,
Speaking
thanks
of
for
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out to chat. Don't forget to check out Keep Calm and Game on YouTube. There he is. He's commenting, saying, don't forget to like, guys. Comment on his name right there. Check out his YouTube channel. He gets locked in his closet and starts rambling. It's awesome stuff.
I don't get locked in my closet. So I'm currently sitting in my closet right now, but I'm not locked in here. I do have a way out.
If you guys check my channel, you won't find anything.
I think,
literally, you won't find anything.
I think Adam's living with family, so I think they're locking him in the closet, and he's just not telling us.
They just lock me in here. It's like, time your time out, Adam. Just throw me in. I smuggled in a laptop and a microphone, and man, yep, here I am. You're right.
But guys, check out Keep Calm and Game On. It's a great YouTube channel. Very close friend of the show, close friend of mine. And check out Just Jared. He's in the chat. He's going to be doing something really interesting on the No Man's Sky Con Day. And I can't wait. I'm so excited for what he's going to do. It's going to be so hilarious. Let's see. Who else do we got? Do we got Lily YouTube channel?
No. Well, kind of. There's not a whole lot on it. It's just NMS Cafe. Same as everything. Just if you Google NMS Cafe, you'd be surprised what pops up, honestly.
Okay. All right. And okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. And I will see you all. Like I said, I'm going to cut this live streams down so I can start doing some other stuff.
Other snow.
And shout out to all the people that
the
donated.
other snow.
Yes, guys.
Other snow. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Well, it's Snowman Sky.
Snowman Sky.
Yeah, but I haven't
amazing. I like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,